Hello, Sonia here, and it's time to have some shaker fun. I'm going to show you how to assemble a shaker card. They're very effective, much easier than you think, and you look really clever. So we've got various shapes, hearts, circles and stars, and we have also squares and rectangles and more coming. So I'll show you a summary of those at the end. So first of all, you've got various pieces, a base and a ring. When you cut the ring out with the thin cuts, you always get an off-cut circle, which when I've also cut out the shapes for the inside, I've got this piece. So that's a great decorative piece for another card or page or anything. You could even cut that in half. I've got the blue and the orange there as well. So you have a base piece and your ring. There are really only a couple of key steps, or 5 key steps, which I will summarise. But you basically get your foam tape and you peel off the edge here. You can separate the backing sheet, peel off together. Ideally it would stay together. Mine's coming apart a little. Let's just pull that way. So try and carefully pull this apart. There we go. It's just a bit unhappy to start with there. Okay, if I hold the tape in the middle and pull off the edge. You have this, these are extra spare tape that you can use on something else. Now I'll just fix up my circle a little bit here. It's gone a bit wayward. Okay, so you just, if you touch the sides, and not the bottom so much, then it won't stick to it so much. Okay, so then we just simply line it up on our base piece. Sometimes I pick it up, you might find it a bit easier, and I've sort of used my fingers to work it around the edge. Doesn't have to be perfect because you have an overlapping piece anyway. Okay, so that's your foam edge. Now you need to leave that tape on top to start with at the moment. Just leave that there. Now we can just pick up and put our pieces in the middle. What I'm going to do is just a little bit extra is to stick a couple of the pieces at the top, because then when you hold it upright, they don't all fall down to the bottom. You've still got some sitting at the top. So I'm just going to take a couple of pieces. I've got tweezers here and some glue dots, and I'm just going to put a couple at the top. So just some glue dots, and I'll pop one in here. The stars and a little bit smaller than the heart, but I'm just going to make it work with the tape. Sorry, you can't quite see that there. I'm just making it work, and you can push the tape in a little bit. Stuck on my nail. This is where we get the tweezers, really. That's what you should be doing. Your tweezers and put it where you like, somewhere up here. And I can even push, if I've got a bit extra tape there, I just push it in. Okay, and then we need a pink one as well. So I'll just grab a pink star. Sorry, just put you back on screen there. Put these things up. I'm just going to take that star and pop it down here, perhaps. Always on an angle. I like angles. Nothing too, you don't want too many straight lines. Just push those edges in. Okay, so that's just an extra step. You could choose if you like, but really, step 1, you put the foam ring on. Step 2, insert your sequins. So we're now going to throw them all in, have a little party. You don't depends what you've got as a sentiment in there as to how many you put in, I guess, but I've got all these here. I'm just going to use them all. Okay, and then you've got sequins. Sometimes I get fussy and try and flip them over a bit, but just if you keep them away from the edges, You can see obviously the two-tone, some are light, some are dark, but don't get too fussy on it, really just get them in the circle for the shape. Okay, then I've got a nice extra bit of something here we don't want. One of my hairs. Okay, so then we get our foam tape ready. So there's a backing tape. You need to carefully peel that off. Well, you get it started with a nail there, and you're going to carefully peel off this top layer and put this one on. So we just peel like this, and just, you don't want to attach to the sticky at all so that you don't upset all the sequins. But just carefully peel that off, remove the coating off of here. Some people like to use our anti-static pouch. I see that's sticking to me. I can use my anti-static pouch out of the thing here, and I just even on my fingers, and it helps me, that not stick to me anymore. You can, some people like to put it on the in the circle or on the foam. More so probably with the sequins, they stick a bit more. So all we're going to do is just pop this straight down. You can see through my hand. Pop this straight down onto the circle. They are sticking a little bit, the static. Oop. There we go. Ta-da! You essentially have your shaker. So we've applied the foam tape. We inserted the sequins. We peeled off that outside circle backing tape. We just removed the coating from this top acetate and put that on. And the last and final step is just to adhere your decorative shape on top. So I'm just going to use the tape runner for this. You need a glitter paper, and sticking onto the acetate, it does need to be fairly strong tape and on a that's going to stick well. The glue tends to slide around a bit much, so I like to use the tape. And if I've got a bit extra, I just sort of wipe around the edges with my fingers. And we're just going to put that on top. And there you have it. Shaker card. Quite simple, really. 5 key steps. All right, so let me show you some others that I have made. They don't always have to be shaky. You can also use the shape just to be a decorative piece on a page or a card. So some here that I shared back at retreat a few months ago. Stars and Sparkles, which we don't, well, most is sold out probably by now, but you may have some of this in your stash you could use. So a slimline card, I've used the offcuts, not the actual shaker, I've just raised them. This one's a star shaker. I've stamped on the inside different colours and a sentiment, and then I've just used a little silver confetti, put a little bit on top. This one here is the shape but without the shaker, so you might just like to do that. It's just a flat variation. Okay, that could easily go on a page with a birthday or on a birthday card, but yeah, good for your pages. This card over here, it's got the shape again but without the shaker. So this stitched circle, stitched star, the heart, they're just beautiful to make any card or page look fancy. And then one more shaker here, which I've also stamped the background, and I'll put a sentiment across the top. There's lots of variations there. So that's the stars and some circles. And then we also have the gorgeous hearts. So look at this one here. We've got this in the pinks and greens, which, look at these inserts. So this shape, I'll show you here, has this gorgeous outline. So when you cut these pieces on cardstock, you get this gorgeous outline shape as well as the solid stars. Isn't that beautiful? And I've just added some, I think it's Gillette or minty coloured sequins, and I've used our stamp set that matches this. They've all got a matching stamp set. So this here I've used to stamp the inside and outside. Isn't that beautiful? So if you're not sure what to put with it, you just get the matching stamp set, and that works well. Okay, so that's the heart. And then I've also done just a heart without the shaker that you could put as a flat piece on a page or card. So that's the hearts. And we also do have some rectangles and squares. So there's a few samples here as well. This is using our party time, which is nearly all gone. It's in the current catalogues that are finishing up now. So these are just smaller variations of cards. So stars, hearts and circles. Oh, up here, I'm going to hide them all. So we have 3 different sets, and with each of them you can get the matching foam and acetate, so that makes it easier to make a shaker. You don't want to have to be fiddling around with your own pieces, but the hearts, circles and stars